we coming together to review the implementation of our programs and the priorities across Gauteng, and the key instruments of doing this work is both provincial government and municipalities. The Lekgotla was attended already, as explained, by both local government and the provincial government, political as well as administrative leadership. A critical step in the implementation of our program for radical transformation, modernization and reindustrialization is the integration and alignment of plans of both the province and those of municipalities, as well as with national government plans. But this Lekgotla also received a report about the NDP, the National Development Indicators that have been published publicly, and the recently adopted Sustainable Development Goals from the UN's 70th General Assembly. We have also already starting this morning, looked at the progress we have made over the past 16 months, but with municipalities, as you know, since 2011. And our province is really happy that we are developing a common set of priorities across the different spheres of government. And we are working in collaboration with municipalities in a way that makes us very pleased. We are harmonizing our plans and we are integrating our plans, especially against the 2030 planning horizon of both the National Development Plan and the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. So I can say to you that the issue of having all our plans focusing on what we must achieve by 2030 as the Gauteng City region, in line with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and the NDP goals, as well as our TMR objectives, is very clear. We will, because we are in progress, we are talking to you now when the Lekgotla is in progress, we'll also receive a number of reports and presentations on how we're going to institutionalize what we call the Gauteng City Region governance model. In other words, the coordination and collaboration between the provincial, local and national government in the space that we call Gauteng. It's anchored on what we call the city region. In assessing our Gauteng City Region program for transformation, modernization and reindustrialization, we have identified 8 areas that constitute a common vision. So it doesn't matter whether you are in Tshwane, or you are in Johannesburg, or you are in the West Rand, or you are in Ekurhuleni, or you are in Sidibeng. We have identified 8 areas around which we are developing a common vision. The first area is about a spatial vision for Gauteng. So in order to have, and by spatial vision we mean the discussion that will follow after the presentation that MEC Chrissy is giving is on the spatial development framework of Gauteng. Gauteng is a single entity. We have land that falls under different municipalities. Some of that land falls under provincial government and national government. But we need a land use approach that help us to transform the space that is Gauteng from a vision of addressing, firstly, issues of spatial transformation. We have to transform spatial patterns of apartheid and and integrate our economy, but also people in our province in a way that addresses sustainability, efficiency, economic inclusion as well. So many of you as journalists may know that there is now the SPLUMA, which is a national legislation. But at the level of the province and municipalities, we are also required to have special development frameworks. So for Gauteng province, although municipalities will have their own special development frameworks, we want to have a shared vision. What do we use land for, and what do we do where, whether it's economy or settling people or building particular type of social or economic infrastructure in Gauteng land. And I want to emphasize that we are a landlocked province. We have scarcity of land as Gauteng, the smallest 1.4% of the country's land mass. So land is the most important asset in a province like ours. How this land is used to the benefit of all the people of Gauteng is very, very important. So the spatial vision is something that we are discussing so that we don't dispose of land very easily, but we don't destroy the land that we also need for sustainability. The second issue that we are developing a common approach is infrastructure investment. Both province and municipalities they are making huge investment in infrastructure, from water and sanitation to energy to roads to public transport systems, the BRT systems, to broadband, human settlements. All of us are acting on infrastructure in the infrastructure space. So taken together with the spatial vision, infrastructure investments, what kind of infrastructure we must roll out in Gauteng. So that's what this Lekgotla is about. Tomorrow we will focus particularly on infrastructure. We have a common problem in Gauteng. Our municipalities and provincial government, we have huge infrastructure backlogs. Maintenance of our infrastructure poses a big challenge. We lose lots of water underground, major water losses, also major electricity losses. So infrastructure is an important thing. You may remember that we had an infrastructure summit conference in July, the Gauteng Infrastructure Investment Conference. So we are following up on that. We are now going into the detail. So tomorrow we will also assess how much resources need to be deployed to maintain infrastructure and build new infrastructure. The third area of our focus at this Lekgotla, it's how we make sure that we promote and activate economic activity in the 5 development corridors of Gauteng. The economy globally and nationally is not doing very well, but the cities are crucial in the economy of South Africa and the world. So there are things that the cities are doing to keep hope, essentially, to help ensure that there are interventions in the economy so that we can reverse the current slowdown. And some of this the cities have spoken about in great detail. The interventions in Johannesburg, the interventions in Ekurhuleni, the interventions in Tshwane, investments that are being made to attract investors, but also for the cities to put in place the infrastructure that will bring investors. The fourth area that we are looking at and will also look at tomorrow is the township economy. Many of you know that this is something we are championing together across Gauteng. And there are many things that the different municipalities are doing to reactivate and revitalize the township economy. In the last few months, we have been working with the mayors through the Ntirisano program. And we have met We have met in each area, entrepreneurs in our townships, and we have also seen some of the things that the mayors were able to showcase that they are doing on the revitalization of the township economy. We are going to continue to direct all our efforts. We know, as I was saying earlier, the global economy is not doing well, but there is a lot we can do to activate the township economy so that it keeps people going in the meantime. You know, there's more employment, but there are also economic opportunities created. We will also look at issues of what we call social transformation. Is in the area of education. Although municipalities are not responsible officially for education, but they do lots of work regarding the early childhood development. They do that work in the normal course of their work. With regard to schooling, we are responsible for schooling. But there are also interventions all the municipalities are doing on skills development, including the money that they are putting. Every municipality has a bursary scheme, for example. If you think of the problems that the students have in our universities now, provincial government, apart from NSFAS, every municipality in Gauteng is doing something to invest in skills development, including ensuring that children from poor households in the municipalities are assisted to get higher education. Municipalities are doing a lot on public health. You might not know that municipalities are actually running our clinics. The big part of our public health system is run by municipalities. There are very useful things we are finding that municipalities are doing. So we are assessing and looking at how to improve collaboration in that regard. Issues of safety are also, municipalities are doing lots of work, especially the 3 metros that are with me here, because the 2 districts are not here. There are different reasons why their officials are there, but the mayors are not here. Municipalities have metro police departments, especially the 3 metros. They are involved every day on issues of public safety. So we are looking at how we can enhance using those resources to complement the work of the police, the South African Police Service. We are deeply concerned about the level of crime, especially social crime, as reported in the recent police reports. And then municipalities and ourselves are also doing work on poverty, dealing with poverty and hunger, especially to address food security at household level. So these municipalities will tell you what programs they have in each locality to address the question of hunger. You might know that hunger reducing hunger is one of the key focus areas of the 17, one of the areas of focus of the SDGs, 17 Sustainable Development Goals and the National Development Plan. And the last 2 areas that we are working on is issues of economic inclusion, social cohesion, and nation building. Again, we have different programs on those to improve, because Gauteng is a very challenging province. High rate of urbanization. 25,000 people arrive in Gauteng every month. And these mayors will tell you of that how many arrive in their cities every month. So so high rate of urbanization has an impact on our capacity to service delivery, but also it puts pressure on services and infrastructure in our province. But we are a very cosmopolitan province. We have South Africans from all over the country, Africans from all over the country, and human beings from all over the world arrive in our province. So we're dealing with nation building and social cohesion as well in the context that we are a complex province, probably more complex than any other province in our country. The other separate issue around which we are coordinating lots of interventions is the issues affecting the youth in the province. We are a youthful province. You can see us sitting here. We are very youthful ourselves. You know, we are a very youthful province. The youth constitute the core. What keeps Gauteng alive is the young people. Young people, some of them are young professionals, some of them are young workers, some of them are young entrepreneurs. But we are a youthful province, so we can't not pay attention to the issues of youth. Some of them are in school, others are in universities, precisely because we have a high concentration of universities here. So we're spending a lot of time also looking at how effective our youth programs are and how responsive they are. And we're going together. We've been going together since July in different communities through the Risano program with these mayors and the others who are not here. And we find that in the communities, the issues of youth are always also the key issues. So we have different programs. In Tshwane, they have a tap of 10,000. In Johannesburg, Volindela, Jozi. In the province, we have a tap of 500,000. Ekurhuleni has a program on youth intervention. So all of us are now, we are developing a more coordinated focus on giving youth hope. And the main anchor of that is skills development. There are those who want that sort of skills that they can go find work. Others want skills that they can set up their own enterprises. Others just want to go to study, you know, up to the highest possible level. And then we're paying lots of attention on the issue of the capacity of the state. And we are agreed that having gone to communities, and we are continuing to go to communities, the biggest pressure we have as the government is our ability to respond, to be responsive to the needs of our communities, and our capacity to do the things which are in our plans. So we are paying lots of attention to implementation and execution here. I think we all, as the leadership sitting here, we all saying that we need to do more to ensure that we have the caliber of administrators and implementers who will ensure that we can deliver on our plans. We have the best plans, but the challenge is with implementation. We are investing in implementation. We also agreeing that we want to build the integrity of government across Gauteng. There's been lots of concerns raised. Every survey carried out are the issues of corruption. So we are agreeing that we want to tackle those issues, clean up the image of government, local government, provincial government, and any government department that exists in our province. So we're working together on those issues as well. And lastly, all of us undertake international trips to promote investment, to promote trade, to promote our country and our cities and our province as a preferred destination for tourists. So we are now, the discussion that's right on now is focusing on a coordinated approach on trade and investment and international cooperation in Gauteng, so that both the municipalities in our province and provincial government departments approach the different parts of the world with the same mission, with the same message. And where we want investors, we're able to act on each other's behalf. We know that in Tshwane we are promoting the automotive industry. We know that Ekurhuleni is our erythropolis. We know that Johannesburg is our financial nerve center. We know that tourism and agro-processing are for Sidibeng and the West Rand. So when we engage in our interaction with international businesses and our counterparts in governments, we want to be able to carry the same message on where to invest in Gauteng province. So that's one of the key areas. So I want to conclude by saying that our Lekgotla will end tomorrow with a lot of focus on delivery. And in the next few months, we will continue with the Ndirisano program. We're going back to different areas in Gauteng. And we would like to say that over the last few months, we have improved coordination a lot and integration in Gauteng province. And this is good for the people of our province. Thank you very much.